What if a few simple words could break language barriers, heal hearts, and make millions of fans feel seen, all at once? Face screaming in fear, Purple Heart, welcome back to Jungkook Lover. And before we go any further, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe right now, because what you're about to witness is something fans around the world are calling unforgettable, even life-changing. When Jung Kook and the members of BTS casually taught a few Korean phrases, no one expected the emotional explosion that followed. Why did these simple words hit so deeply? Why are fans crying, sharing their stories, and saying this moment changed them forever? Stay with us, because this isn't just about language. This is about connection, emotion, and something far bigger than anyone imagined. Collision Purple Heart. It started like any other light-hearted moment. Something fans thought would simply be entertaining, maybe even cute. A brief segment where global superstars casually shared a piece of their culture. No one expected it to become something else entirely. No one expected it to spark a wave of emotion so powerful that it would ripple across continents, across languages, across hearts that had never even met. And yet, that is exactly what happened when Jung Kook, alongside his fellow members of BTS, began teaching simple Korean phrases to fans. Words that, on the surface, seemed ordinary. Words that millions of people use every single day without a second thought. But somehow, when they said them, everything changed. The moment didn't begin with intensity. There was laughter. There were smiles. There was that familiar warmth that fans around the world have come to associate with BTS. The kind of energy that feels effortless, natural, almost disarmingly genuine. It felt safe. It felt simple. And then, something shifted. It was subtle at first. A tone, a pause, the way a phrase was spoken not just as a word, but as a feeling. When Jung Kook said, "It's okay," it didn't sound like a translation. It didn't feel like a lesson. It felt like reassurance. Real, raw reassurance that seemed to reach beyond the screen and into the lives of millions watching. Fans didn't just hear the phrase. They felt it. Social media began to react almost instantly. Clips were shared. Comments flooded in. But these weren't the usual reactions. These weren't just fans saying cute or funny. Something deeper was happening. People began sharing their personal stories, their struggles, their fears, their loneliness. And somehow, they connected all of it to that one simple phrase. How could something so small carry so much weight? The answer, perhaps, lies not in the words themselves, but in who is saying them. BTS has never just been about music. From the very beginning, they built something different. A relationship with their fans that feels personal, almost intimate. They don't just perform. They communicate. They listen. They respond. When Jung Kook, with his calm yet powerful presence, says, "It's okay," it doesn't feel scripted. It feels real. It feels like he means it. And for many fans, especially those going through difficult times, that authenticity becomes something they hold on to. But it didn't stop there. The members continued teaching phrases like, "Let's go," "Wow," and "With Army." Each word seemed to carry its own emotional resonance. "Let's go" wasn't just motivation. It became a call to keep moving forward, even when things feel impossible. "Wow" wasn't just surprise. It became a shared moment of awe, a reminder of the beauty in small things. And "With Army," that one phrase alone seemed to unite millions into a single heartbeat. Fans began to describe the experience as something unexpected. Some said they started watching just for entertainment, only to find themselves tearing up halfway through. Others said it reminded them why they fell in love with BTS in the first place. And some said it came to them at exactly the right moment in their lives. Was it coincidence? Or was there something more behind it? There's a theory among fans that BTS has a unique ability to sense what their audience needs, even without direct communication. That somehow, through their words, their actions, their presence, they manage to deliver comfort exactly when it's needed most. It sounds almost unbelievable. And yet, moments like this make it difficult to dismiss entirely. Because how else do you explain the sheer scale of the reaction? Across different countries, languages, and cultures, the response was the same. Emotion, connection, a sense of being understood. It didn't matter if fans were in Korea, Indonesia, the United States, or anywhere else in the world. The impact was universal, and that raises an even bigger question that if simple phrases can have this kind of effect, what does it say about the power of communication itself? What does it say about the role BTS plays in shaping not just music, but emotional experiences on a global scale? Some critics might argue that fans are reading too much into it, that it's just a fun segment, nothing more. But those who felt it, those who experienced that unexpected emotional shift, would likely disagree, because for them, it wasn't just a lesson. It was a moment, a memory, something that stayed with them long after the video ended. And perhaps that's the real story here, not the phrases, not the translations, but the connection that in a world that often feels divided, where language barriers can create distance, BTS managed to do the opposite. They used language not as a barrier, but as a bridge, a way to bring people closer, to remind them that even the simplest words can carry meaning far beyond their literal definition. Jung Kook, in particular, stood out in this moment. His delivery, his tone, the way he seemed fully present in what he was saying, it resonated deeply. Fans began to revisit old clips, searching for similar moments, trying to understand what makes his words feel so impactful. That at his sincerity, his voice, or something intangible that can't quite be explained. The mystery only adds to the fascination that the video continues to circulate, gaining more views, more reactions, more discussions. One thing becomes clear. This wasn't just another viral moment. It was something more layered, more emotional, more significant than anyone initially realized. And now, fans are left wondering, if a few simple phrases can create this level of impact, what will happen next? What other moments are waiting to unfold? And more importantly, was this just a spontaneous interaction? Or could it be a glimpse into something bigger that Jungkook and BTS are quietly preparing for the world? Face screaming in fear, Purple Heart. The question lingered long after the video ended, echoing through comment sections, fan forums, and late-night conversations between armies who couldn't quite explain why their hearts felt heavier, yet somehow lighter at the same time. Because something about that moment refused to fade. It replayed in their minds, not as a simple clip, but as a feeling. The way Jungkook looked into the camera, as if he wasn't speaking to millions, but to one person at a time. The way the members of BTS smiled, laughed, and effortlessly turned what should have been an ordinary language lesson into something deeply personal. And then came the second wave. Not just reactions, but realizations. Fans began to notice details they hadn't seen before. The slight pauses between words. The subtle shifts in tone. The way certain phrases were emphasized more than others. It almost felt intentional, as if each word carried a hidden layer of meaning waiting to be discovered.